everyone. My name is Lukas Barfield, and we are back for my show On the Record. And this show, we look at local bands and local activities and some different things that I'm finding interesting around Tacoma or online. Our last show, we did The Peacemaker by Gardner Dozois, a 1983 science fiction story. Hope everybody enjoyed that story. This episode, we have a guest that we've had on before, and that is the Fantastic Flying Foelschs, and they are a band out of the Tacoma area, and they are here to talk about their new album and a really cool event coming up, and that is Porch Fest. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining the show, and how are you guys doing today?
Good. Thank
Doing
you.
great, thanks.
Yeah, and just before we get started, just take a second and introduce yourselves.
My name is Aaron Foelschs. In the band, I do like a guitar bass split, and then I also sing.
Yeah, and my name's Haley Foelschs, and I do drums and also sing.
Yeah, and we had you guys on back in 2020, back when all this crazy for this pandemic got going, and there's been a lot happening since then. So what have you guys been up to creatively since you've been on the show last time?
Yeah, so we've been really, really busy since last time. So we have wrote and recorded 2 albums. About a year ago, we released Trapped in the Clutch of the Master. And then we're currently going to be releasing our new album, Agony, at Tacoma Porch Fest on August 6th.
And then when we're not doing music, we're like trying to find opportunities to go rock climbing, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely a great state for that. I was just out around the state of Washington. What are some any cool places you guys found lately?
Well,
That's hard. Everywhere we go, we fall in love with. In Washington, we've been all over the state. We pick a point on the map, and that's where we go.
I'd say one place that we discover, not recently, but we're going back soon for Haley's birthday. We're going up to Das Tooth, which is out on the Snoqualmie Pass. Just like this little, I think it's up past Alpental. Yeah, if you go up to Alpental, there's like a trail that goes out there. It's really beautiful out there, alpine area, lots of like goats and marmots and stuff.
Oh, cool, marmots. So let's go ahead and play the first song we have from your new album, and that is Sleep.
I opened a dream today, but I couldn't tell where it's from. I should be more aware. It's harder to tell things apart when I can't keep my lids unclosed. Things unfold as they need, and when I sleep I'm here. But I wish it could be much more. Keep me closer to me. So find me a way to sleep. Endless eternity. Wouldn't you rather be?
So on your new album, it's sounding really great. What has been inspiring you lately in this studio?
Yeah, so there's so much inspiration that we've been drawing from. A lot of it really is just the natural landscape of Washington and the Pacific Northwest in general. You know, we go on these trips out climbing and we just see so many beautiful places, and it just draws a lot of inspiration.
And I'd say too, probably it's been like, a long couple years with the pandemic. So I'd say like the isolation has kind of like given time to reflect and think about things as well.
Yeah, I often think that this is a great time for creatives because there is just so much good and bad inspiration. Like Haley was saying, there's just such a beautiful landscape here in Washington, but then it's contradicted by so many things like right in our face. And so you can really kind of have both those things in a song or your art. So the next song, There Is No Greatness Where There Is Not Simplicity. Tell us a little bit about this song.
This one was from our album called Enjoy Infinity. It was a couple albums ago, I believe. It was just a short little 4-track EP, and this is probably one of our personal favorites from it. Definitely jammy, really fun to play.
Can you see my roots are growing out? Wasn't raised to be a lazy loud. Feel the blood that's rushing in my arms. Save your talking, you can save your charms. Command you, keep your money to yourself. Government man, you can just run it all to hell. Realize we laid the bricks in clay. We won't give in to your evil ways. No, 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 no.
So the next song, Tahoma, is that about the so-called Mount Rainier that we see on our horizon, or is there some other inspiration to this song?
No, it definitely is about beautiful Mount Rainier. We actually had the pleasure of going up to Mount Rainier, I want to say about a year ago. And it just definitely inspired us in so many ways to write Tahoma.
Yeah, it was just being there. It was just so intimidating. I mean, it is when you're actually there. I mean, we've seen it from a distance, of course, but when you're actually there, it's just so imposing, so massive, and it's just very inspiring.
Yeah, I went up there last week to Crystal Mountain on the lift, and then was able to get up there, and it was one of those interesting dualities that I mentioned a minute ago. We rode the lift all the way up to the top. We were looking at Mount Rainier, but then you could get a cheeseburger up at the top. Yeah. So we went to the top of the world to get a cheeseburger and smell a dumpster. It's kind of wild, but it was really beautiful though. We kind of ran around the corner and get away from that, and then Mount Rainier was out, and of course because the sun, but then the moon was there. It was like a half a moon. And I was telling my brother, it just kind of looked like it could even be like on an alien world out there with just the landscape. And it's just so, like you said, I'm blind, but I can still kind of feel the presence of that big mountain over there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is great.
All right. So let's take a listen to Tahoma. Tell us a little bit about how has your last album been received, and what have you guys been doing as far as building on that success from that last album?
That one I think was from the last radio show we did with you. That was a while ago. That one was pretty well received. The Infinity Enjoy Infinity was it was pretty well received. Our last one, we kind of experimented around with the sound a little bit, the Trapped in the Clutch of the Master, and it was okay, but it just didn't exactly turn out the way we wanted to. So I think going into this new one, we definitely had to like reevaluate a lot and think about how we wanted it to sound a lot more in depth.
As an artist, what does that involve, sort of going in and looking at your sound and recreating like what you want to sound like on a new album?
That's a tough one. I would say looking at it like from the perspective of a drummer, like I had to kind of like dial it back in and really focus on my pocket and figure out how to align. So I'm not doing like the most complicated beats, but I'm still, aligning with Aaron in a way that, we could just be like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, Haley's definitely come a long way. She has locked her pocket in a lot better. And then for me, it was more, it's funny. It's probably kind of similar, honestly. I kind of just like looked at like, okay, what was I doing that was just a little bit too much and was really unnecessary, and kind of just reeling it back and just focusing more on like the tone of my equipment, how everything sounds, and more just going for the purity of sound rather than, just showing off and trying to make something like overly complicated. I'd rather have it be sonically pleasing than, being impressive.
Yeah, I definitely understand. As a writer, I'm always having to dial it back, and it's like, okay, I'm going no more than 600 words this time, and you just got to cut, and just try to be as direct and simple as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So let's listen to this next song.
gonna hurt you again, baby. Lost in the embrace of the cold and empty hardware. Take it all in, suck up every ounce that you can muster. There's nowhere to go that you haven't been 1,000 times before. Hush now, little baby, don't you say a word. Hush now, little baby, don't you say a word.
So we talked some about Porch Fest, and that is a big block party going on in Tacoma. So what can we expect from the Fantastic Flying Foelschs at Porch Fest?
We're going to be playing some of the songs that you've heard here today, and then plus some more. We're hoping to, teaser a few more of the songs, and we're also going to be releasing on that day, of course. So people that come to Porch Fest and see our set, they will have the chance to purchase a physical CD of the album. It's our first time we've actually done a physical print of one of our albums.
So before we play this last song off your upcoming album, where can people find out more about your band?
Well, people can get in contact with us either by email or foelschhausen@gmail.com. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/Foelschs, Instagram @Foelschs, and our Bandcamp is fantasticflyingfoelschs.bandcamp.com.
Without abandon